I took my first trip, as a private in the Army, my mission was to go to Kosovo for a peacekeeping mission. And on the way to Kosovo, in order to in process, we stopped right out at an air base right outside of Frankfurt, Germany. And I can remember, going downtown to Frankfurt for the first time as like a 21-year-old back in 2001, and walking downtown and just kind of getting dropped off by a taxi and looking down the road on a major street in Frankfurt and seeing that like every taxi cab was like a Mercedes Benz, and that just kind of blew my mind. Um, and it's just one of those things where, I just kind of realized at that point in my life that wow, there's just so much of the world out here to see. I definitely want to, keep myself open to, any opportunities that may present themselves. And let's just say, for example, if you're living here in Florida and you want to, travel down to Latin America to date, for example, right? Or to just, have a good time for the weekend as a couple. Let's just say you're typically going to spend it's only probably going to be about a 3 hour flight from anywhere here in Florida down to Latin America. You're probably going to spend about 250 to 500 bucks if you catch a good deal, per trip. And then you're going to spend about, 50 to 75 bucks per night for a hotel or an Airbnb. And then let's say you're going on dates to like normal 3, 4 star restaurants. It's going to be about, 40 bucks for a couple. So, it's just one of those things where, it gives you an option to say, hey, you know, um, you know, I can date here in the States, which is also a great, opportunity, or I can consider, opening it up and also, either, taking your girlfriend from the States and going down to Latin America and enjoying that lifestyle down there, or just dating altogether. So I think there's just definitely, if you do the math, it's about the same cost, if not a little bit cheaper to date overseas, while you're actually living in the States. So just something, as you compare both options, something to be considered. Right? And this is something, this is going to probably be a little bit more of a difficult topic to cover. But I think I read I think I saw a report, it was online, so I'll have to fact check it, but I think it reported that like a third of young men under 30 were either, virgins or haven't had a romantic opportunity in the last like year or two. So, it's definitely something that has been a cause of concern in regards to, young people pairing up early on. And I think the popular, sentiment has been like, hey, if you're a young man, it's greater later, wait till you get a little bit older and then your dating opportunities will improve. And I definitely believe that's 100% true. And I do think that, young men, as they're young, this is when they're going to be building their career and they need to be going to college. They need to be going to, getting trades, going to, trade schools and building their professional careers, getting experience. And then once they kind of typically once guys get to about 30 is when they start getting some momentum. But I would argue that I think that another option should be considered for some of these young men. I mean,